Turn the phone off. Can't believe it's on. A little bit more about what all this is all about. I think pretty much all of you realise that out in our seas we have a problem. I've spent the last 3 months on a journey trying to find out a little more about that problem, to see just how bad it is. And what I've found out is that the problem isn't just bad, it's mad. I've been out to sea on Scottish trawlers with fishermen who've been fishing all their lives, in some cases 40 years. And I've seen these hardened men with tears in their eyes as they threw fish after fish, beautiful prime cod, coley, haddock, over the side of the boat, because the current law says that that's what they have to do. Fishermen hate throwing back fish. They catch fish because they want to feed us. That's how they make a living. If half the fish that they catch goes back into the sea dead, we don't get to eat it, and they don't get to make a living. But perhaps more important than either of those two things is that hundreds of thousands of fish are then killed for absolutely no reason at all. Now that has to end. While I was up in Scotland, I came off the trawlers and went on to the Shetland Islands, where they're producing more than half of the farmed salmon that's sold and eaten in the UK. In order to produce a kilo of farmed salmon, you need 3 kilos of wild fish. That's generally small oily fish that are ground into fish meal. At the same time as I was seeing hundreds of tons of prime fish being thrown back into the sea, and smaller non-market fish by the ton, I was seeing an aquaculture business importing, again, thousands of tons of fish meal from the other side of the world. Peruvian anchovy, sucked up on enormous factory ships, ground into a powder, shipped halfway around the world, and fed to salmon, 25,000 salmon in a cage in a Scottish sea loch, being shipped to a supermarket or a ready meal near you. Last week, Tim, my chef, and I went down to Bournemouth to a shopping centre, and we offered everyone there who bought farmed salmon a deal. We took with us some sprats, some herrings, some sand eels, some capelin, these small oily fish that are generally being industrially abused and ground up for fish meal, and we offered these people a swap. If they had a 100-gram portion of farmed salmon, we offered to give them 300 grams of our small oily fish. We didn't have a single person who didn't want to take us up on that offer. And I think that shows something. I think it shows that when the public realise what's at stake, they may be prepared to change their mind and make some different choices. I've also been out in the Indian Ocean fishing for tuna. And I've been out with some fishermen who work every bit as hard as those North Sea trawlermen, and I've seen them catching tuna in a sustainable way by pole and line. They target those tuna very carefully, but their catch is diminishing every year because elsewhere in the Indian Ocean